Well, students, good evening to all of you. Guys, today we will discuss our second paper of M.Ed first semester, History and Political Economy of Education. Right, guys? As you know that in our M.Ed first semester, according to the Kurukshetra University, there are 4 theory paper and 2 practicals, right? So almost, in the last class, I have discussed the 4th paper, right? Last year paper. Today we will discuss the second paper, History and Political Economy of Education, right, guys? So as you know that, our exam preparation classes are going on. So in every class, I take your exam preparation class, and under the exam preparation class, we discuss the last year paper. Okay, what are the most important questions likely to come in the exam? What would be our strategy to attempt the paper? So these all things we discuss. Okay. So today we are discussing the paper 2, History and Political Economy of Education. Right, guys? So first see the syllabus. Right? As you know that in every paper, there are 4 units in this paper. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. Right, guys? Under a Unit 1, okay, it is talking about educations in India during Vedic period, Buddhist period, or medieval period, right? And second, education in British period, hunting proclamations, Macaulay minutes, Wood dispatch, and Lord Curzon's educational policy, right, guys? So, guys, what I suggest you, because this is our exam preparation class, so I tell you, under a Unit 1, one questions would come from Chapter 1, Educations in India, or one questions would come from Chapter 2, Educations in British period, right, guys? So it will never happen the examiner would ask the 2 questions from the Chapter 2. Okay, it never happens. So guys, first of all, prepare at least 1 chapter completely. Okay, I'm not saying that leave the other topic also, because 4 short questions would come from anywhere. So first prepare your first chapter completely, so that you would be confident. Okay, if any of the questions comes, you are able to write. Okay, then after that you go for the second one. Okay, so adopt this strategy. It is better strategy. Okay, and the same thing I'm telling you, I have told you many times. Okay, in your 3 hours paper, so basically 4 long questions you have to do and 4 short questions you have to do. First is the compulsory sections, and other are section B, C, D, or E, right? There would be 2 long questions and you have to attempt 1 question. So guys, there would be a 36 pages you will get as an answer sheet, right? Long question should be of 7 pages. You have to give the time of 35 minutes, right? As we discussed in the previous class, right? So if you give the 35 minutes for the 35 minutes and 7 pages, to 7 into 4, around 28. If you attempt 6.5 or 6, so that is okay. Okay. So around 26 to 28, around 27 pages would be filled. Rest of 9 or 10 pages, okay, you can go for the 4 short answers. Okay, but guys, you have to go serial wise. Okay, because first compulsory unit would come, you have to attempt 4 short questions, after that long questions. Okay, so sometimes what the student does, they start writing the long question first. So guys, I tell you, first attempt the short question, go serial wise. Okay, this is a also important strategy, because when the examiner checks your paper, so he has in the mind, okay, serial number are going on. Okay, so he is checking. So what happens if you have started from long question, so sometimes it disturbs the mind of the examiner. So it is a good strategy, go for the serial wise, right, guys? Short questions you can give around 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Okay, see your time, your watch, into the 45 minutes or maximum 50 minutes. Okay, After the 50 minutes, you jump to your, long questions, unit 1, right? As far as exams are concerned, exam would start near about, 15th of February, right? And, next week around 6th or 7th February, you will get the date sheet, right, guys? And the timing of the exams would be morning, right? 10 to 1 o'clock. Okay, guys. So we discussed the last year paper. You know that, in every paper, we discuss the syllabus, we discuss the, last year important questions. See the unit 2. In the unit 2, there are some commissions, okay? Indian University Commissions 1902, Sedler Commissions, Hartog Committee Report, Varda Scheme of Education. Okay, ये गांधी जी की scheme थी. Okay, Varda Scheme of Education called the Ninth Talim. Okay, we'll discuss today. And the fourth chapter is again Education Commission policies post-independence. Right after the independence, some education commissions came. Okay, like 1948-49 University Education Commission. So he talked about the university. Okay, well, what are the drawbacks? What are the delimitations? What are the lacking problems? What are the problems of the in the universities? Okay, so it talks about that commission. And Secondary Education Commission talks about secondary schools. Okay, Indian Education Commission 1964-66. We have already done in our previous classes. Kothari commissions, guys, if you remember, right? And Secondary Education Commission was given by Mudaliar. Okay, he was a vice chancellor of the university. And National Policy on Education 1968, 86, and 92. Okay, so any of one you can do completely. Okay, then go for the another one, right, guys? And unit 3, education in relations to freedom, values and humanity, democracy, constitutional provisions, political economy. Or chapter 6 talks about education in relations to national values as enriched in Indian constitution. The last year the questions aaya tha. Today we'll discuss. Okay, then nationalism and national integrations, then universal brotherhood and international understanding. Okay, so either completely you can do the chapter 6 or chapter 5. After that you can go for the next one, right? So first what I want to say that first prepare your long questions completely, right, guys? Then go for the other one, right? And unit 4b, education as related to economic growth and investment, socially and economically disadvantaged section of the society. You know that scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, tribes, women and rural populations, they are the disadvantaged sections of the society. So it is a very easy question. Okay, and eighth one is equity and equality of educational opportunities. So this is important, guys. There is a difference between equity and equality. Okay, one lecture I have taken, you can see the video. Okay, equity and equality of educational opportunity. What is the difference between equity and equality? There is a difference between equity and equality, right? Local and global perspective and advancement and development in 21st century, education in 21st century. Okay, so this is our syllabus. Okay, so basically very swiftly, okay, we have seen the syllabus. So guys, it is a good practice to see your syllabus. Okay, the main thing is that learn your syllabus. Syllabus should be on your fingertip. Okay, you should know that you are going to appear in the paper 2nd, history and political economy of education. You know that what is the syllabus, what is in the unit 1, unit 2, unit 3 and unit 4. Actually, more confidence you will get it if you know the syllabus, right, guys? So what the examiner is asking. So now we see the last year paper. This is the last year paper, history and political economy of education. In the first compulsory questions, question has come 4 questions. Recommendations of Buddhist period, right? So under this, guys, you have to talk about Buddhism philosophy of education, right? Yeah, what are the aims of education's curriculum according to the Buddhist philosophy. Okay. Next, salient feature of the Sedler Commission 1917. So, one commissions came in 1970s, Sedler commissions. So you have to talk about, essential features. Next, education for nationalism, right? What is the meaning of a nationalism? When the word of a nationalism came, right? It is a, modern day word we will discuss. and education for rural populations. So this is the short questions. And in a unit 1, long question has come. Discuss education during Vedic period. Then tell note of the Macaulay minute. देखो questions आ गया ना. Now we see our syllabus, second and third. One question has come Vedic period. Now you can see. One question has come for Vedic period. Okay. One question has come from Macaulay minute. Now we see the syllabus. See the unit 1. Okay. We see the syllabus. This is our syllabus. Unit 1. Yes, guys, you can see that. ये देखो. Okay. Vedic period. It has come from chapter 1. Vedic period. Okay. And second has come from Macaulay minute. ये देखो Vedic and Macaulay minute. Okay. So this, this is the reason I am telling you. Ki at least prepare one chapter, one, this is a chapter 2. All the 4 questions in the chapter 2 should be on your fingertip. All right. It doesn't mean you have prepared 2 questions from here and 1 or 2 questions from here. Okay. Whatever the topic, whatever the chapter, you have to prepare completely. Only then you can claim that, okay, you are able to attempt the long questions. Okay, long questions of 14 marks, right, guys? ये देखो आ गया ना यहाँ से. So see the unit 2nd. Under the unit 2nd, question has come. Discuss the salient features of Varda Scheme of Education 1937 and explain the main recommendations of Secondary Education Commissions. Okay, in the unit 2. You can see. So now, guys, we see that unit 2 in the syllabus. ये देखो in the syllabus unit 2. ये देखो Varda Scheme of Education 1937 has come from chapter 3 and Secondary Education Commission. ये देखो it has come from chapter 4. So guys, out of it 2 you have to attempt 1. Okay. So whatever the chapter you have to do, complete all the questions. Okay. If you have to start from the 3rd chapter, Education Commission in pre-independence India, so learn all the 4 commission, right? It doesn't mean ki, do 2 from here and 2 from here. So you can see the pattern. I think, pattern has clear to all of you, right, guys? Okay. But when you will finish this now, then go for this, then go for next one, right, guys? Because 4 months, 5 months before, I have given you the notes, I have taken your classes also. Many times we have motivated you, right, guys? And till now we are taking your class. Okay, so clear your all the concept, guys. Now see the unit 3. In the unit 3, question has come. Explain the national values as enriched in Indian constitutions along with their educational implications. Okay. And second question has come from international understanding. How it can be developed in schools. It is a very simple question. What do you understand by international understanding, right? And how can it be developed in the schools? Okay. So this is again an easy paper. You can see that constitutional provisions yahan se aa gaya, right? Or educations in constitutional provisions. And national values as enriched in Indian constitutions. Okay, right? And last one is unit 4. Discuss the concept of equality of educational opportunities. And this one, write the notes on the following. Education as related to economic growth and investment and education for women. Okay. So guys, we have discussed about our syllabus and last year paper. Okay, so I have solved some of the important questions for you. Okay, not all the questions, but maximum all the papers I have solved for you, leaving that 2 or 3 questions. So we discuss all these questions, okay, according to your syllabus, according to your last year paper, right? So first I have solved the questions, compulsory sections. Okay, see in the compulsory sections there are 4 questions. Main recommendations of Buddhist period, Now you can see that. Okay, I'm going to underline. ये देखिए, main recommendations of Buddhist period, salient feature of settler commissions, education for nationalism and education for rural populations. Okay, so I have solved, for you. Okay, important one. You can see first, write the main recommendations of a Buddhist period. Right, guys? So this is a, first of all, that it is a short answers. Okay, so you have to fill at least, two and a half pages or 2 pages. Okay, and conclusion is must. So first, guys, see the question. Read the question once, twice, thrice. Okay, and came to know that what the examiner is asking from you. Examiner is asking from you, write the recommendations of a Buddhist period. Means in the Buddhist period, what was the aim of education, what was the curriculum, and what was the method of teaching, what is the role of teachers according to the Buddhism period. Right, guys? So guys, these things you have to talk. Okay, I have made notes for you, this PDF for you. After the class, I will send you this PDF. Buddhist education system was developed on the basis of basic life. So kya tha? During the Buddhism, okay, education was based upon moral, mental, and physical development of the student. It also diverts student towards the Sangha rules and guides them to follow them. Right? Tracing back to the 5th century BC. 5th century BC, Buddhist education was originally taught by the Lord Buddha. Right? So kya tha recommendations? You can see the recommendations. We will discuss, we will go swiftly. Okay, some of the point we will discuss, because after the class I'm sharing PDF with you. You can see that, guys. Okay, because already we have taken the classes. Okay, that's why now we are just discussing the paper. ये देखो, under the main recommendation, guys, you have to talk about nirvana. Nirvana is important, right? 8 important features हैं. I have seen 8 important features of Buddhist system of education. ये देखिए, मतलब these things you have to write. The aim of education is to attain nirvana. An entire system is set up accordingly, right? The kind of a education is mainly attained at mats, vihars, monasteries, and the system is managed by monks. Right? Students belonging to all castes, religion, and caste are welcomed with equality in the Buddhist system of education. Here, guys, during the Buddhism, when the Lord Buddha came, he is talking about 5th century of BC. On that time, you can see that students belonging to all caste, religion, races are welcomed with equality in the Buddhist system, Buddhist education system. Means irrespective of any of the society, any of the section, student can take the educations during the Buddhist period. Right? Secular education is given importance along with the religious and philosophical aspects. So during that time, education was religious, philosophical. Okay, so these all things you have to talk. And 6th is important. Basic essentials of life was spinning, weaving, drawing, medicine, etc. are a part of the curriculum. Right? Curriculum means syllabus. So these were the syllabus during the Buddhist period. So guys, this thing you have to write. Then goals of the Buddhist system. And in last, I have told you, little bit 4 or 5 lines, 6 lines, you have to talk about conclusion. So what was the conclusions? The aim of a Buddhist education system is to enlighten students and help them to attain wisdom. Right? This education system provides an all-round personality development, including physical, mental, moral, intellectual development. Right, guys? So now you can see that what is the, aim of it today's modern system of educations. The modern system of education talks about development of the complete personality of the student. Right? There should be a harmonious development of the student. This is the reason curriculum, in a curriculum there are so many activities. Okay, means we don't have to make the students robot. Okay, by pouring into the mind of the student. Okay, there should be a harmonious development of the student. It is also a modern aim of education. Okay, So guys, you can see that, long back, that was the, you can see that the, recommendations of the Buddhist system, education system. Okay. The next questions, that na, one more question has come on Sedler Commissions 1917, right? Sedler Commissions, basically in 1917, Government of India appointed a commission to study and report on the problems of Calcutta University. You know that there was a, first university started, Calcutta University before the independence. Okay. So there was so many problem in the Calcutta University. So in 1917, Government of India appointed a commission to study and report on the problem of Calcutta University. Dr. M.A. Sedler, Vice Chancellor of the university. Okay. So the name of the person, he was a Vice Chancellor. That's why it is called the Sedler Commissions. Like, we know that na 64, 66 commission, it is, popularly as a Kothari Commission, right? When we talk about the Secondary Education Commission 1952-53, so it has become, more popular like Modalier Commission, because he was a, vice chancellor of that university. So Sedler means this commission was basically talk about the problems of Calcutta University, right? And the commission included two Indians members, namely Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee and Dr. Ziauddin Ahmed. Okay. So, basically, what was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of that Sedler Commission, or the, features of that commission? You can see that the Sedler Commissions reviewed the entire field from school education to university education. The Sedler Commissions held the view that improvement of the secondary education was a necessary conditions for the improvement of the university education, right? So guys, we are talking about at least 100 years back, right? 1917. Okay, you know that in 1917, first university established during that time. So there was so many problems in the universities. So, the purpose of this commission is to see the problem of university education and work on the improvement of the secondary educations. Only then, university necessary conditions for the improvement of a university education, right guys? So guys, here you should have a basic understanding of, education types, right? One is a primary education from 1st to 5th class. Next is a secondary, or 1 to 8th class, elementary, primary or elementary. Next is a secondary education. Secondary education start from 6th to 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, right? 1st to 8th to elementary or primary education. Second is secondary education, 9, 10 plus 1 plus 2. Then university education starts. After that, higher education, right? So this commission means you can make the concept in your mind. Sedler Commission means according to the problems of the university, Calcutta University. Okay. If they have to improvement of the conditions of that university, then they have to work on the secondary education, right, system. So guys, I have made a, notes for you. Even the features of the Sedler Commissions, you can see that the main objective of the commission was to inquire into the condition and prospects of the University of Calcutta and to consider the questions of a constructive policy in relation to the questions it presented, right? Ab kya kya the iske features? Number one, you can see that, okay, some of the points I have highlighted, right? All the teaching resources in the city of a Calcutta should be organized so that the Calcutta University may become the entirely a teaching university. Actually क्या था उस टाइम ना, बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस, मतलब देयर वाज नॉट सिस्टमैटिकली, education system was not systematically organized. Okay, some some students are studying from the madrasa, some from the college, from schools, different. Now you can see that today there is a organized system, right? You can see that every college in the India are affiliated with the university, and university is recognized by the UGC, right guys? Even guys, you are doing the B.Ed or M.Ed course, okay? So the M.Ed course you are doing that, M.Ed is from whatever the college you are doing that, your college is affiliated with the university and all the universities are affiliated with the UGC. Okay. So you can see that now this system has organized, but we are talking 100-year backs. Okay. Sheldon Commission's, talks about the problems of the universities. So your main points I have highlighted. Okay, guys, you can see that an academic council should be set up in each university to deal with all the academic questions. For example, those connected with the course of study, examinations, and conference of a degree and research. Now, guys, you know that you have started a one school, Hana. You have started a school of CBSE affiliated or ICSE affiliated. Okay, but okay, you no need to worry because you know that you have to follow the curriculum by particular board. Huh? So we are talking about on that time. Okay, lot of efforts did to improve this system, and the result is that today we are getting a organized structure, but there are also lot of problems. Okay, so these are all about the Settle Commission. Then you have to talk about impact of that commissions. So kya hua, what happened? Impact after the Settle Commission suggestion, the number of schools, colleges, and universities increased massively, because now when the system is organized, then you can scale up any of the thing. Even whatever the business you are doing now, if the business is not organized, it can't be scaled, right? The only thing is that you have to organize the system. Okay, so what happened in Patna, Mysore, Banaras, Lucknow, Dhaka, Osmania, Aligarh, several new universities were built from 1916 to 1921. Or jabki, before this, only the one university, existed in India. That was the, Calcutta University, right? So after that, a lot of universities opened, lot of schools, colleges opened. Okay. So a conclusion is must, guys. Okay. Don't forget to write the conclusion. Okay. The next question is the education for nationalism. Okay. So Nelson Mandela has said, education is the most powerful weapon in the hand of the teacher by which you can change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Right, guys? So nationalism, so it is a general questions. Even, you have to talk about nationalism and why the education is necessary for the nationalism. Otherwise, guys, you will, misinterpret the definitions of the nationalism. Okay. What is the education? Education is the third eye of a man. Educations will tell you what is the meaning of a nationalism actually, right? So this is all para regarding the, educations for nationalism, right? Education plays a very important role in the human being's life. Also in school and colleges, students also get the knowledge of a society, social behavior that run the society. They start exploring it with the passing minutes. Knowledge provides us wisdom to think, respond, and do actions. So this is about, how the education, realized you about the nationalism and what is the exact meaning of the nationalism, right? Otherwise, without the education, the word nationalism is vague for you, right? So this is the, short questions for education for nationalism. Okay. Now the long question has come. Write a detailed note on the Macaulay minutes. Right? So what was the Macaulay minute, guys? You have to talk about right here, right? What are the recommendation features of the Macaulay minute? Okay, and little bit about the Macaulay minute for 2 or 4 lines. Okay, so the Lord Macaulay, Thomas Babington Macaulay. Okay, it was a complete name of Macaulay. He came into India in 1835, right? Okay, so we read this para. Thomas Babington Macaulay, who is generally regarded as the architect of the system of education in India during the British rule, right? Lord Macaulay, right? What is a Macaulay minute in a one line? Macaulay minute means introductions of the English language. He introduced the English language, right? And further we read that he was the architect of the system of education in India during the British rule. He was a great essayist, historian, linguistic, orator, politician, statesman, and thinker. He was regarded as one of the first-rate literary figure of his time. As a parliamentarian, he made his mark in British Parliament. He came into India in 1834 and joined the law member of Executive Council and Governor General. He was also appointed as the president of the General Committee on Public Instructions by Governor General Lord William Bentinck. Okay, so basically this para is important for you. Macaulay wrote his famous minute on February 2, 1835. Yes, this you have to write, right? In which he intensely, yes, this is an important para, guys. Okay, see that. Okay, I underline it and increase the size. What was the Macaulay minute basically? So this para is about the little bit about the Macaulay, and here Macaulay wrote his famous minute on February 2, 1835, in which he intensely criticized almost everything Indian, astronomy, culture, history, philosophy, religion, etc., and praised everything Western. On the basis, he advocated the national system of education for India, which could best serve the interest of the British Empire. His minute was accepted, and Lord William Bentinck issued his proclamation in March 1835, which set at rest all the controversies and led to the formulations of a policy which became the cornerstone of the all educational programs during the British period in India. So guys, क्या था? 1835 में, Macaulay, presented the minutes in the parliament, and here he criticized all the, Indian history, Indian astronomy, Indian culture, Indian philosophy, and he said about everything praised about the Western culture. Okay, because guys, what was in the mind of a Macaulay? Macaulay came to know that if we have to rule the India, so first of all, we have to, criticize, we have to, you can say that, vanish all the Indian culture, all the Indian history, and apply our, Western education system. Only then we can rule on the India, right, guys? So that's why that was the policy in the mind of the Lord Macaulay. So that's why he criticized all the Indian history, culture, philosophy, religion, and praised everything about the, Western, right? So this is a, again, this is a very important para, guys. Okay, you can see that the minute is based on the idea that English education is not just superior in science, but would also inculcate superior morals, etc., that were responsible for making an English superior. Macaulay wrote in the minute, a single shelf of the good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. You can see that, guys. Okay, how the British ruled on us. Okay, first, they vanished our philosophy, culture, each and everything. Okay, and they criticized our history, and they said that, what the Macaulay wrote in the minute. See that here, you can see that. Okay, I have shaded. Macaulay wrote in his minute, a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. He invested creating a class of a person, Indian in blood and colors, but English in taste, in opinions, in morals, and in intellect. Okay, so guys, whatever we learn now, whatever we learn, whatever the history, whatever the culture, whatever we learn that, so it impacts our mind. Okay, so now he has stopped everything in the Indian schools about Arabian or Indian history and philosophy. He introduced the English literature, and what was in his mind, he wanted to prepare a class of a person who would be Indian in blood and color, but English in taste, opinion, in morals, and in intellect. That's why, what was the reason behind it? To rule over the India. Okay. In order to, matlab food dalo raj karo, है ना? You know that about it. So that was all the Macaulay. So what was the proposal? Again, you have to write about proposal of the Macaulay Minute. क्या थी proposal? ये देखिए. You can see that. You can see, guys, how the British is, they have, vanished. They have, abolished our, colleges, our, history, philosophy. What was the proposal of the Macaulay Minute? You can see that. Number one, the Calcutta Madrasa and Sanskrit College should be abolished. Second, the printing of Arabic and Sanskrit books to be discontinued. Next, no further stipend should be awarded to students wishing to pursue Oriental study. Oriental means Indian study. You can see that, okay? A little bit. Oriental studies at Delhi Madrasa and Sanskrit College, Banaras. So guys, what will happen? Up now they have, passed the rule in the parliament. You know that who, जो भी rules है, कानून, all the laws are made in the parliament. Whatever they passed, we have to obey. Right, in our new education policy 2020, Anna? So we have to, see all the things. So basically, what was the proposal? Matlab, Indian's culture, Indian history, Indian education, they have vanished, they have abolished. Okay. And introductions of the English system, English literature, Western education. Okay. This was the Macaulay Minute. It is the meaning of a Macaulay Minute. Okay. I think you have understood. Okay. So here you can talk about, some of the criticism, main aim of the introducing English system of education in India. So I have made a good note for you. Okay, you can see that. Yes, under the Macaulay Minute, guys, you must write the downward filtration theory. याद कर लेना, इसको important है. Okay, when the Macaulay Minute would come, if this question comes, so you have to talk about the downward filtration theory. Sometimes the short questions come. Okay, so you should know that it has come from the Macaulay Minute. So what was the downward filtration theory? You can see that the downward filtration theory means that the education was provided to small portion of the people, and through them education was conveyed to the masses. Hence, through this theory, the Minute did partially by giving education to some favorable person as they like to engage them in their business policy. Right? This is a downward filtration theory. Okay. Rest, guys, okay, you can learn by yourself. I'll send you. Right? Some of the merits, demerits, and last में criticism and conclusion. Okay. So this is the full-fledged questions of a Macaulay Minute. Okay. Next, the fourth question has come. Discuss the salient features of the Vardha scheme of education, 1937. Okay. So this is also easy one. Okay. The Vardha scheme of education is also known as Nai Talim, basic education, Bunyadi Talim, Shiksha, basic Shiksha. The scheme was the outcome of the sound thinking of the Mahatma Gandhi ji, who initiated and strengthened several constructive programs for the economic, educational, and social development of the people. He considered education as an effective instrument of the national construction. Guys, actually now what happened in, मुझे अभी भी याद है, 4 years back, what happened in the B.Ed syllabus, okay, in, across the country, one paper has added. The name of the paper was Nai Talim. What was the name of paper? Nai Talim, right? So this is talking about same Nai Talim, the Vardha scheme of education. What was the meaning of the Nai Talim, or what was the meaning of the Vardha scheme of education in a one line? Is that, Nai Talim ya basic education means teach the education to the student with the craft, so that when the student will be out from the school, he should have, one skill in his hand. This is the Nai Talim. For example, you are teaching in the different schools. Okay, have you ever thought after the 10th class or after the +2 class, when the students leave the school, what the student has in uh, what is in the hand of the student? Have he learned any skill or not? Yeah, only English. Okay, if you know the English, you cannot earn the bread and butter. Okay, the main thing is that to make the student, at least one skill, so that when he leaves the school after the 10th or after the +2, so he should earn his bread and butter. Okay, so what was the Varda scheme of education? First of all, you have come to know that Varda scheme of education is also known as the Nai Talim, Basic Education, Bunyadi Talim, right? So Varda scheme of education was the consequences of a Mahatma Gandhi realizations of India's non-effective education system. In 1931, Mahatma Gandhi for the first time attended the second round table. A little bit, okay, you can write it, guys. Okay, what was the reason behind it? Okay, so basically you have to talk about salient features of the Varda scheme of education. Okay, first, main aim. What is the main aim? Learning through activities. Because just I have discussed now. In a one line, if we talk about what is the meaning of a Varda scheme or Naitaling, the meaning, teach to the student with the help of craft, learning through activities. Okay, like that in a one line, what is the Macaulay Minute? Macaulay Minute means introductions of the English language, right? And Varda scheme of education means learning through activities. Okay, and these all the salient features of the Varda scheme: free compulsory education, 7 years of education for all the kids, purposeful education, education for mass, mother tongue to be the medium of instruction. Okay, students should be taught in the vernacular language, right? Only they learn better in the mother tongue. Okay, guys. Flexible, they cannot learn from the in the mother tongue. Now when you start teaching in the mother tongue, okay, they will learn automatically. Flexible more, they will learn automatically more than in the other language. Okay, vernacular languages may they learn better. Flexible curriculum and free environment, craft centered education. This is the important craft centered education. Okay, Vardha scheme. Self supporting element, cult of non-violence, ideal of citizenship, relations with the life. Okay, last my conclusion. Thus in conclusion, we can say that it is quite justified to say that fundamental principle of a basic education or Varda scheme of education are still valid and fruitful in the context of our present educational reform. They are relevant to be used as guiding principle of a modern education. In fact, it needs to be reformed on modern times, then it may serve as one of the most interesting and fruitful technique of instructions at elementary stage. Okay, so Gandhiji keenly wanted to create a new social order based on the truth and non-violence. This can be brought about only through a silent social revolution. He believed that revolutionary change in the educational system can help to bring the silent social revolution. The scheme of a basic education or the Varda education does not stand for mere technique. It stands for a new spirit and approach to all education. So guys, क्या होता है? What is the idea behind it? Varda scheme of education, learning through activity. Okay, when you start teaching to the student, okay, with the activities, student learn more. Student will come to know that how to solve the problems, real problems in a life. Okay, the meaning of a teacher is not see the content from the book and pouring into the mind of a student and take the examinations and say that this student is intelligent, this is not intelligent. It is not an education. Okay, the purpose of education is to make the harmonious development among the students. So it can only be done if you start teaching through the activity. When the student will learn everything with the activity, they will learn how to solve the real problems in life they encounter. Right, guys? So this is the meaning of the Vardha scheme, right? Or the Naitalim, right? Okay. Next, fifth question. Explain the main recommendations of the Secondary Education Commission 1952-53. So guys, I have already told you now. See the questions, read the question once, twice, and thrice. You will come to know that what the examiner is asking from you. Okay. Now see the questions. In his questions, examiner is talking about main recommendations of secondary education. So guys, you should know the type of educations, Hana? Means From 1st to 8th, we call it primary or elementary education. Secondary education start from 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. University education after +2, right? So it is talking about secondary educations. So then we have already come to know that whatever we have to write in the 7 pages, we have to talk about secondary educations. Emphasis on the secondary educations, teachers on the secondary educations, problems of the secondary educations. Okay, we have to talk. So here you have to note that this commission, this secondary education commission, is also known as Modalier Commission, right? Who was the Modalier? The Secondary Education Commission is also known as the Modalier Commission, was appointed by the government in terms of their resolution to bring change in the present education system and make it better for the nation. Dr. A. Lakshman Swamy Modalier, the Vice Chancellor of the Madras University, was the chairperson of the commission. You know what happens when the any of the commission becomes famous, na? So no, whoever the chairperson, है ना? So वो जो chairpersons होते हैं, they become more popular. Okay. So sometimes questions comes, explain the recommendations of a modular commission. Modalier commission. So when the question would come Modalier commission, so means it is talking about the secondary education commission. Okay, like the Kothari commission in 1964-66. Right? So here, guys, you have to talk about secondary educations, improvement in the secondary educations. What were the main recommendations? You can see development of a democratic citizenship, education for leadership, concept of a word citizenship, development of a personality, improvement of a vocational capability and efficiency. Ye dekhiye. Because now once the students gets the primary education, so now in the secondary education, he should have some vocation so that after the schools, he can earn the bread and butter. Diversifications of the courses, stress on the agriculture education, rural areas, technical educations, other type of schools, education for girls, study of language. On that time, now we are talking about 1952-53. So that was, today, a lot of things we have achieved. Almost 80-90% things we have achieved. Okay, we have the diversifications of the courses. Okay, vocational courses we have added. Right, lot of things we have done, and even in the new education policy, lot of things we have to do that, right? But we are talking about 52-53 because on that time the education was not organized well. So that's why this commission 52-53, which is called as the Secondary Education Commission or Modalier Commissions, he emphasized on the secondary education, right guys? So this is all about the secondary education. Ye dekho, मिडिल स्कूल्स में कौन कौन से टॉपिक्स होने चाहिए, सेकेंडरी में फिर कौन सी होने चाहिए, राइट? फिर रिकमेंडेशंस ऑफ द इंप्रूविंग ऑफ द टीचर स्टेटस, राइट? रिकमेंडेशंस ऑन हेल्थ एजुकेशंस. So these all the recommendations, and last में conclusions you have to talk, right guys? Okay, next question is explain the national values as enriched in the Indian constitutions along with their educational implications, right guys? So I have made this notes for you. Okay, so this you have to learn by yourself. Okay, next 2 or 3 questions I will send you guys, right? Yes, 6 tak to I have done it. Now we can see our last year paper. Plus 1. So how many questions we have done it. So you can see that. Okay, so these compulsory questions we are done it. Okay, one is left, rural populations. Okay, right? Macaulay Minute we done, Varda scheme, secondary educations, or explains the national values as enriched in India. Okay, so 2-3 questions are left, so I will send by PDF, or anytime I take a next class, so we will discuss. Okay, but guys, you have come to know about this your second paper, what was in your second year paper. Okay, and which topics you have to give more attentions, and what are the most likely questions that will come in your exams. You have come to know from that syllabus. Right guys, thank you so much for this class guys, thank you so much. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you.